Okay, I need to make a disclaimer before we start the podcast today. If you see any World War III headlines during the stream, please ignore them. And if you see a blinding white light from your window, cheers. So ladies and gentlemen, today we're going over the Z Fold 4 and the Z Flip 4, and the reason is because of this right here. It looks like Samsung has invited a few people to this virtual event that is being held on February 27th, and Input Mag was nice enough to post this publicly. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video. So this was the official invitation that Samsung sent to the invitees. I'm gonna pause it right there. One of the hints we get right from this invite is all the devices you see in the back. You see the Z Flip 3, the outline and the silhouettes of the Z Fold. We also see the Galaxy Watch and a Samsung notebook. Now, what's interesting is we didn't see any of these during the Unpacked event. So what this is hinting to is that on February 27th, in just a few more days, the event is going to unveil Flip 4 and the Z Fold 4. So with that being said, and before we even get into it, we're going to talk today about rumors, things we want to see, things I want to see in this new version, and things a lot of you guys want to see in these new versions as well. One of the interesting rumors we can kind of confirm right from here is that S Pen that's right next to the Z Fold. Last year, a lot of people were claiming that the Z Fold 4 wouldn't have an S Pen slot. This year, though, a lot more people are saying it will, and just based off of these hints, like right there, it seems like the S Pen this year is going to have a dedicated slot inside the Z Fold. That will be really cool to see, and obviously the productivity magnets are going to be happy with that. So to get into it, I'm going to hop onto Mr. Twitter, the bane of the internet. I searched up Z Fold 4, and Anthony at the Galaxy is going to be our source for today. And right off the top, we see that the Z Flip 4 and the Z Fold 4, both of them will come with the new cooling system that we see in the S22. And that's kind of important from the user perspective, because the S21 series were heating up. That was a kind of common and consistent complaint from S21 users, that their phones were getting really hot. And if you're an average user, you know, it's not nice to hold a burning brick of coal. That's obviously exaggeration. It wasn't that hot, but you get what I mean. And the fact that the new Z Fold and the Z Flips will have a better management of that heating system or the cooling system is nice to see. So that's a welcome change. One of the things, however, we see in this post right here is that there's kind of a difference between opinion here. Some people think that Samsung is going to abandon the slot for the S Pen instead to have a bigger battery in the Z Fold specifically, and some people claim that no, they're gonna keep kind of similar battery, but they're gonna include the S Pen. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Do you want an S Pen, dedicated S Pen slot with your Z Fold 4, or do you want a bigger battery? I mean, from an Z Fold user's perspective, that's a very hard bargain, because most Z Fold users are very heavy productivity types. Just so you understand, this is like a level above the S22 Ultra. So the people who are using this device are just either crazy, or they're about to go crazy with all the productivity they get done. I'm not hating on any Z Fold 4 user. I wish I could afford it, but my point is that for productivity people, battery life and the S Pen utility are both really expensive features. So let's see what Samsung does when it comes to these two. One interesting thing, so I talked a bit about the Z Fold. I want to switch over now to the Z Flip. So there are obviously quite a few rumors with the Z Flip. Now, one of the earlier ones had to do with the hinge. Last year, Samsung filed a patent that looked like this. And this is basically showing how Samsung is fitting a camera into the hinge itself. Now don't get me wrong, like I think this is absolutely ugly, especially with this thing like this jutting out. But what's more important here is the point that Samsung is trying to get. Like, what are they trying to achieve? And it's right here. I'm gonna zoom in on it. So right there, they're trying to get the biggest surface area for a display on the front of the device. So obviously we saw this year that the cover screen was a lot bigger than last year's version. Last year was just a camera and a little like notification bar. This year we get a quite a nice decent sized display. What Samsung is trying to show with this patent is they're trying to increase the size of the screen even more, and that's extremely exciting to see. All right, so again we have another user, Joshua Swingle, saying that the Z Fold 4 will include a built-in S Pen to be pitched as the device's main selling point. If that's the case, then we're probably sacrificing a bigger battery. The best we can then hope for is to get the same battery that was in last year's model. Hopefully not a downgrade like we're seeing with some of the other S22 lineups coming out this year. But the other thing is hopefully it includes fast charge or even a faster charger so that it can charge faster. Oh my god. Okay, so in conclusion, the biggest change we're going to see hopefully on the Z Fold 4 is either number one, we're going to get a dedicated S Pen slot, or we're going to get a bigger battery. So one of the two things are most likely to happen. The other one is an upgraded processor, which is also nice. But aside from those two, structurally, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any upgrade. One I will like to see, so this is personal, is a creaseless device. Now, I think it was Xiaomi. It might be, I might be completely off, but with the Xiaomi 3 or the Mi 3, they actually made a device, a folding device with no crease. It was all over the internet. So the technology is there. You can build a foldable device without any crease. It's possible. If Samsung can push that technology that's already, like, you know, about 3-4 months old now into this device, that would be really cool to see. And outside of that, we're also likely to see a little touch into the camera upgrades, probably a telephoto camera, which a lot of my own viewers commented down below and told me they would like to see, which is really cool. So you might be able to see that on the Z Flip and the Z Fold. Depending on what happens, we might get a telephoto lens in there as well. But let's take a look at the rumors around the Z Flip for now. Honestly, this is the one I'm more excited about. If we get that bigger screen, that would be so sick. But that's a pretty major change. Galaxy Z Fold will come with both new. Okay, we know that. Fold the S22 in half, take one camera out, make the battery smaller, increase the display by 0.01, and you got the Z Flip 4. Alright, this is slightly offensive, but does it flip though? Huh? Does it flip? I don't think so, fam. I don't think so. This is the device that I'm thinking, okay, I can't hate because I'm getting it this Friday. So we'll see if it's worth the upgrade. Make sure to be subscribed for that. I'm going to launch the subscription. There we go. What else do we see? So the Galaxy Z Flip 4, 6.7-inch main display and 1.9-inch outer display. The outer display is slightly bigger than the one on Z Flip 3. Okay, interesting. So shown right here. What we're thinking is the 6.7-inch main display is going to be the same. That's what we already have. But a 1.9-inch outer display, I mean, I think right now it's 1.7 or 1.8. I mean, it's not a big difference. I don't think we're going to be able to get anything extra done. You know, it might be the same widgets we already have. It might be the same notification thing. So most, if not everything, when it comes to the software side of the cover screen might remain the exact same, except just a slightly bigger display on the cover screen. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about that, but it depends on what they price it. If it's higher than $1,000, I know inflation is rampant, but if it's higher than $1,000, not worth it. Nope, no thank you. The report also mentions, so Joshua Swingle has all the lowdown, fam. He's got the money. The report also mentioned about the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. It'll retain and feature a 1.9 inch up from 1.83. So it's literally a 0.06 inch difference. That's definitely not going to have any significant change to the actual software behind the cover screen. Yeah, everybody knows there's no new Note. Okay. Best for consumer tech in over decades. Highlights are the MacBook Pro. Yeah, the MacBook Pro was like the M1 chip MacBook Pro. That thing was taking over when it came out. The Pixel 6, S21, and Flip 3. S21, okay. Flip 3, I understand because this thing was sold out for a long time, and the demand was so high that retailers were pulling back their awards. Like I bought this and I got my Galaxy Watch for free. But in like 1 week later, Target, where I purchased this from, were like, they just pulled all of that back. They were like, yeah, no, we're not gonna let that happen. So the demand was there, but the Pixel 6, I don't know about that. I remember it was sold out for quite a few weeks. It was kind of hard for me to get my black one when I made a review on that, but it was when it came back in stock just like 2 or 3 weeks later, I didn't see it go back out of stock again. So I think of the bunch, the Pixel 6 might have been like the least hyped. I'm sure it was still like, you know, there was a lot of attention behind the device, but nothing compared to what we saw with the MacBook Pro M1 and with the Z Flip 3. This thing was like hotcakes. Alright, so in conclusion, I hope the Z Flip 4 will be as wide as the S22 Plus. Ooh, do you want this to be wider? No, absolutely not, because if it is wider, it can still retain the 6.7 inch screen, but it's going to be a fatter screen. And honestly, one of the things I love about this device is how long it is. It's so nice to read on this. It's so nice to answer emails and messages because you have this whole top to actually kind of refer back to whatever you're replying to. Like in these small ways, a longer screen I prefer much more than a wider screen that's even harder to hold. So they are saying they'll keep the 6.7 inch display. I just hope it's a long 6.7 inch display like this one, and they don't cut corners or not cut corners, but I hope they don't make it wider. That wouldn't be so cool. But in conclusion, it seems like for the Z Flip 4, we're seeing a slightly bigger cover screen, nothing dramatic, and nothing that's going to change the software or the functionality on the cover screen that we already have. We might get a telephoto camera or a telephoto lens in the front. It's still two, so we're still seeing two camera lenses on the front. Maybe one of them is telephoto. I don't know exactly all the mechanics behind how this works, but it would be nice because a lot of customers have been asking for a telephoto camera on this device. One thing that these rumors don't mention is the battery size, and that's something that, I mean, everybody wants. That should be taken for granted. If Samsung, listen, Samsung, I'm talking to you right now, fam. This is directed to you. If you don't give us a bigger battery, if you don't do it, fam, if the battery isn't bigger, I'm gonna quit, fam. I'm gonna move to Apple. Okay? You understand what I'm trying to say, fam? I'm joking. I would not do that. Not yet, at least. But I probably will switch away from the Z Flip onto a proper S22 with a bigger battery. I mean, come on now. For my personal daily use, I'm easily able to get a single day of use out of this device, which is more than enough for me. But I know for a vast majority of users, the battery is the biggest, and for a lot of people, the only complaint. And so Samsung, if you could, and you better, I'm serious, include a bigger battery on this year's version. And listen, that's not enough, fam. Not just a bigger battery, no. A fast charging, a battery that charges faster, okay? It's a very slow charge, it's a very small battery. You gotta fix that up. So if you're not going to make the screen that much bigger on the cover, and aside from that, we're not really seeing any major change, then at least include a bigger battery with fast charge. That would be really nice to see, and I'm sure that would also sell a lot of people to upgrade from this device to the other one, because people still love this device. Aside from that, there aren't any other rumored changes coming for the Z Flip 4. So is it worth upgrading? I don't know yet. These are just rumors. We're gonna know exactly what's up on the 27th when Samsung does this whole event, and we get to see these devices and the new Galaxy Watch. So we're gonna be able to see all of this stuff out on display, and then make another judgment as to whether it's worth upgrading or if we're just gonna stay with what we got. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was the episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, learned something new. Thanks for joining me on this night on the Chilled Fossil podcast. Make sure to be subscribed so you stay up to date on all the tech reviews, the worldly matters. Not really. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and someone in the community will be able to help you out. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.